Computers are all about data and how well that data is managed and maintained. Searching is a process of finding an item from among several items that are given to you. Searching is really important. Let me give you an example. Imagine your smartphone's contact app without a search option. You will have to go through each and every item in the contacts app to see if it is the required contact. In the similar way, can you imagine YouTube without a search bar? You cannot get the relevant videos without the search bar. In this video, let's learn unordered linear search algorithm without any delay. Let's see how to search for an element in an unordered array. For this, we are using unordered linear search. So what is the to do? So we have to search for a number called 3 in the array. So if we find the number, we have to return the index of 3. Otherwise, we have to return -1 for the calling function. So unordered linear search works in this way. We have to go through each and every individual element in the array and find the number that we are searching for. So how do we do that? First of all, we will pick up the first number and check if it matches with the number that we are searching for. If it does not, we will be moving on to the next element. So we will be traversing through the entire array if the element is not found. So if the element is found in between, then we will be returning the index of that particular number in the array. Now let's go through element by element. First, the element 3 will be compared with 12. As it is not matching, we will be moving on to the very next index. 15 does not match with 3. Now we will move on to the next index. 2 does not match with 3. 22 does not match with 3. 31 does not match with 3. Now 3 matches with the element 3. So we will be returning 5 to the calling function and make this search successful. So when an element is found, we call it as a successful search. When an element is not found, we call it as an unsuccessful search. Suppose instead of number 3, if we are searching for, let us say, number -3, we will not be able to match -3 with any of the numbers in the given array. So that becomes an unsuccessful search. If there is an unsuccessful search, we will return -1 for the calling function, indicating that the number is not found. So let's start with the inclusion of header file called stdio.h. Now I would like to have a function called main, wherein I will be reading the array statically. So let us say I have an array with 10 elements inside of it. So this is an array with 10 elements. Now I would like to search for an element called, say, 5. So in order to search for the element, I would like to create a function. This function is going to return the index of the element that we are searching for. So as we are using unordered linear search, let me create the function with the name unordered linear search. And this function is going to take 3 arguments. The first one is the array, and the second one is the key or the element that we are searching for, and the third one is the size of the array. Now as soon as we are inside this function, let's write return -1. Let's think that the number is not found. Okay, before this return statement, let's write a for loop that runs from the first element till the last element in the array. So let's take for int I is equals to 0. I'm initializing I with the value 0 because array indexing starts from 0 and ends at 1 less than the actual size. So I should always be less than size of the array. And finally, every time I go through this loop, I will be incrementing the value of I so that I will move on to the next element if the element is not found. Let's write an if condition to check if the element that we are waiting for is the current element. So if this condition is true, we will simply return the index position by the return statement I. If we are able to finish this for loop entirely, That means we haven't found the element. That is the reason why I have written -1 statement after the end of this for loop. Now declare this function at the top of the program so that we won't get any problems. So copy the declaration, so put it on the top of the program. Now simply let us create a variable called index, and let's call unordered linear search function. The entire array has to be passed, the key element has to be passed, and the size of the array also has to be passed. Once it is done, we will check if index is not equal to -1. So we will write an if condition checking if the index is not equal to 1 or not. If the index is not equal to 1, we will simply go for a printf statement. We will say element is found at index. So in the place of modulus d, I need to print the exact value of the index position. So index is index plus 1. So the exact value has to be printed. That is why I have written index plus 1 here. So if the element is found at the 0th index, what does it mean? It means that we found the element in the first place of the array. That's how it goes. So if the case is like we haven't found the element, then we will write a printf statement inside the else loop, inside the else block. We will write element is not found. That's it. Now we can compile. Let's compile. So my compiler is not taking void, it is only taking int as the return type of main function. Okay, now build it and execute. You see that the element is found at the 6th index. And is it right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are searching for 5 and the 5 is found at 6th position. The index is 5, and that's how we implement unordered linear search using C. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Subscribe to VIDHVAN and never miss an update by enabling notifications. See you in the next one.